The night is heavy, filled with shadows that move like whispers. A heartbeat echoes in the silence, steady at first, then faster, louder, pulling us deeper into the dark. Blood stains the earth, unseen but felt, as if the land itself remembers every secret it holds. Julia's breath cuts through the still air, uneven and restless, carrying the weight of every step she has taken to reach this place. Somewhere in the distance, a name lingers, sharp and dangerous. Henry, the one she's been searching for, the one she's been dreading to find. The hunt is not just a chase, it is a return to the beginning, to the wound that has never healed. And now, in the silence before the storm, the truth waits. Julia's footsteps sink into the damp soil as the forest closes in around her. Each tree leans forward, stretching its arms like guardians of a secret that must not be spoken. The air is colder here, heavier, and every breath she takes feels stolen. She tightens her grip on the lantern in her hand, its weak flame shaking against the pull of the wind. She has walked for hours, but the silence tells her she is closer than ever. It is not a silence of peace. It is the silence of something hiding, watching, waiting. Her heart beats harder, the rhythm matching the faint memory of another heartbeat she once knew Henry's. She can still see flashes of his face in her mind, though time has blurred the edges. A child's smile, a brother's laugh, the warmth of blood shared not by choice, but by fate. Yet those images twist into something darker the closer she gets. His smile turns into a shadow, his laughter into a whisper of betrayal. Julia shakes her head, refusing to let the past trick her, but the forest feels alive with ghosts that will not let her forget. She tells herself she has come this far not for him, not for what was lost, but for the truth. And the truth is never kind. The ground beneath her crunches with hidden bones of leaves, and the sound is too sharp, too loud in the stillness. She pauses, lantern lifted, searching the trees for movement. Her breath clouds the air before her, but the forest gives no answer. Only silence. She whispers his name, Henry, not as a call, but as a test. The name hangs in the night, heavy and final. A chill crawls down her spine, because somewhere she feels that he has heard her. The flame flickers. The shadows dance, and Julia knows she is no longer walking toward Henry. She is walking into him. The forest seems to breathe with her, each inhale and exhale echoing in the hollow space between the trees. Julia keeps walking, though the ground feels heavier with every step, as if the earth itself is trying to pull her back. She does not stop. She cannot. The lantern's glow bends under the pressure of the night, pushing light only far enough to reveal more darkness. She clutches it tighter, fingers trembling, not from weakness but from the weight of what she knows lies ahead. The silence grows thicker. It is no longer empty, it is watching her, listening to her, closing in like a noose. Her memories begin to bleed into the present. She remembers the last time she saw Henry. He was not the man people whispered about now. He was still her blood, still the boy who carried secrets in his smile, still the one who made promises neither of them could keep. But those memories twist as she moves deeper into the forest. The smile becomes crooked, the promises break into lies, and the brother she once knew begins to fade into the shadow she now hunts. Julia's chest tightens, not from fear, but from the unbearable truth. She is not only searching for Henry, she is searching for the pieces of herself that died when he vanished. The wind rises suddenly, carrying with it a sound that doesn't belong to the forest. A faint scrape, metal against stone, distant yet sharp enough to split her thoughts. Julia freezes, every nerve screaming. Her eyes dart through the trees, but the forest gives her nothing but shifting shadows. She whispers Henry's name again, softer this time, almost against her own will. The sound of it on her tongue burns like fire. She waits, nothing, then. A single crow's cry breaks the silence, harsh and jarring, echoing until it feels as if the forest itself is mocking her. Her steps quicken, guided by something deeper than instinct. She knows he is close. The air itself changes around her, colder, sharper, carrying the metallic sting of blood. She tastes it, though she does not see it. The lantern flickers violently, casting wild shapes on the trees. In those fleeting shadows, she sees him not clearly, not fully, but a figure that is more than memory, tall, still. Watching, her breath catches. And for the first time, she feels the weight of his presence not in her heart, but in her bones. She stops moving. The forest stops breathing. Time itself seems to lean forward. Julia knows that what waits in the dark is no longer her brother. It is something else, something shaped by the years apart, by the blood spilled, by the silence that followed. And yet, beneath the fear, beneath the anger, one truth remains. He is hers. Blood of her blood. That truth binds them as much as it breaks them. Julia lowers the lantern, letting the shadows swallow her face. She closes her eyes and listens. The forest answers with a whisper too faint to belong to wind. A voice, his voice, not spoken, but felt crawling under her skin. You found me. The words sink into her chest like a blade. She opens her eyes, but the forest is empty. Only the echo remains. Her heart pounds louder, faster, filling the silence where the voice once was. She takes another step forward, each footfall carrying her deeper into the place where the forest ends and fate begins. The truth is no longer waiting for her. It is reaching out, wrapping around her, pulling her toward Henry. And with every step, Julia feels that this is not a reunion. It is a reckoning. The night folds around Julia like a shroud, pressing against her skin, whispering with every gust of wind. The forest is no longer a place, but a labyrinth built from memory and dread. Each step forward feels like trespassing, not on earth, but on something sacred and forbidden. The ground softens beneath her boots, wet and sticky, though she dares not look down. She knows what it is, knows that blood has seeped into this place long before her arrival, knows it has marked the soil the same way it has marked her. She clutches the lantern tighter, though the flame is thin, barely alive. It sways against the wind, drawing trembling circles of light that stretch too far, too fast, as if trying to escape her hand. Her thoughts unravel in pieces, scattered by the night. She tells herself she is not afraid, but her body betrays her. Her breath is shallow, her muscles taut, her skin prickling with invisible fingers. It is not fear of the forest, nor even fear of Henry. It is fear of what she might become when she finds him. The truth waits for her at the end of this path, and she knows once she sees him, there will be no turning back. The Julia who leaves this forest will not be the Julia who entered. A branch cracks somewhere ahead, sharp and deliberate. She halts, her pulse thundering. The sound is not of chance. It is of intent. Someone is here. No, not someone, him. She raises the lantern higher, her arm shaking, and peers into the endless stretch of black. The flame stutters, throwing shapes across the bark of the trees. In one shadow she sees Henry's face. In another, his hands. In another, the eyes that once looked at her with brotherly warmth but now gleam with something colder. She blinks and the visions scatter, leaving only emptiness. Julia's mind pulls her back 2 years past, to the moment he vanished. She remembers the panic, the unanswered questions, the sleepless nights. She remembers swearing she would find him, swearing she would not rest until she knew. But now, standing here, she realizes the cruel truth: finding Henry was never about answers. It was about confronting the part of herself she buried the day he left. The anger, the grief, the hunger for vengeance that has grown inside her like a second heart. That heart beats harder now, as if sensing his presence. The forest grows restless. Leaves shake though there is no wind, branches sway though nothing touches them. She feels at the pull of him, magnetic and inevitable. The bond they share, twisted by time, blood, and betrayal, tightens around her like chains. She whispers his name once more, not out of longing, but defiance. Henry, her voice cracks the silence, and this time, something answers. A low hum rises in the air, a sound that is neither human nor natural. It reverberates through the trees, through the soil, through her bones. It is not words, but she understands it. A call, a warning, a welcome. The lantern flickers violently, then steadies, as if caught in the same rhythm. She takes another step forward, though every instinct screams to run. She will not run. She has chased him for too long to falter now. Her eyes adjust to the shifting dark, and then she sees it. A figure at the edge of her vision, tall and still, half hidden by the trees. It does not move. It does not breathe. It only waits. The shape is familiar yet foreign, comforting yet threatening. Julia's breath hitches, caught between recognition and disbelief. She wants to call it again, but the words choke in her throat. The silence stretches, fragile and endless, until she realizes this is not silence. It is listening. Her body trembles, but she forces herself to take another step. The figure shifts barely, as if acknowledging her presence. Her lantern light glances off something a glimmer, sharp and red, falling from its hand, blood, fresh, glistening, alive. Julia's knees weaken, her mind flooding with questions she cannot speak. She knows now with a certainty that cuts deeper than fear. Henry is here. And he is not the man she remembers. The forest exhales, a single long breath that pushes against her chest. The lantern sways. The figure fades deeper into the shadows, but Julia follows, unable to stop herself. Her heartbeat is louder than her footsteps, louder than the wind, louder than the world itself. Every part of her screams, but she moves forward anyway. Because this is what it has always led to, this moment, this meeting, this reckoning between blood and blood. And as the figure vanishes into the heart of the dark, Julia understands. She has not found Henry. Henry has allowed her to find him. The world holds its breath. Julia stands at the threshold where memory and reality collide, her lantern quivering in her hand. The flame sputters, casting uneven rings of gold across the dark, but it cannot chase away the shape standing before her. At last, there he is, not a shadow, not a voice, but Henry, flesh and bone. Yet even as her eyes confirm it, her heart refuses to believe. He is taller, harder, carved by years that stretched like knives between them. His face is the same and not the same. The boy she remembers has been burned away, leaving only the man forged by absence, silence, and blood. Julia cannot move. Her chest tightens with a way too sharp to name. Rage, grief, relief, they all rise at once, choking her. For so long she imagined this moment. But in every vision, Henry was either salvation or monster. Standing before her now, he is both. His eyes, dark and hollow, catch the lantern's glow, and for a fleeting instant she swears she sees the brother she loved. But it is gone as quickly as it appears, replaced by something colder, something that watches her as if she were a stranger trespassing into his world. The silence stretches, heavier than chains. Julia's lips part, but no words come. What could she say? That she searched for him through endless nights? That she bled for answers no one could give? That every step she took carried the taste of his name? Instead, it is Henry who breaks the stillness. His voice is low, edged with steel, yet threaded with a familiarity that cuts her deeper than any blade. You should have left me buried. The words strike her like a blow. Julia staggers, gripping the lantern as though it might anchor her. Buried, that is what he calls himself now, body that should have stayed in the ground. She swallows hard, forcing the quiver from her voice. You are my blood, she whispers. Though the words feel fragile against the weight of his presence, Henry's jaw tightens. For a moment his gaze softens, but then it hardens again, sharper than glass. Blood is a curse, Julia. You should know that better than anyone. He steps forward, and the forest bends with him. The trees creak, the ground groans, as if even the earth obeys his shadow. The lantern light stretches across his face, revealing scars Julia does not remember, wounds carved into his skin like stories she was never allowed to hear. Her throat burns with questions, but she bites them back. Questions will not save her now. Her body screams to run, yet her feet root into the ground. She cannot flee. Not from him. Not after all these years. I came for the truth, she forces out, the words trembling but firm. I need to know why you left. Why you chose this. Henry tilts his head, studying her with a quiet that feels more dangerous than anger. His lips curl into something between a smile and a sneer. The truth. His voice drips with something bitter. The truth is that finding me will destroy you. He steps closer still, until the lantern casts their shadows together, twisted into one. And yet here you are, Julia's grip tightens on the lantern until her knuckles whiten. Her heart slams against her ribs, but her eyes do not leave his. She will not flinch. She will not give him the satisfaction of fear. If destruction is the price, she says, her voice stronger now, then I will pay it. Because you are mine, and I am yours. For the first time, Henry falters. His eyes flicker, and she catches at the boy buried beneath the scars, the brother who once promised her the stars. But it is gone in an instant, smothered beneath the weight of who he has become. His expression hardens, his shoulders straightening as though bracing against her words. Blood of my blood, he murmurs, almost to himself, almost like a prayer. The forest shudders, the wind surging through the trees with a howl that drowns out her heartbeat. The lantern flame gutters and dies, plunging them both into darkness. Julia gasps, blinded, but she feels his presence, his breath, his hand reaching out. Cold fingers brush against hers, and for a heartbeat the bond between them ignites, fierce and undeniable. She does not know if he means to hold her or break her. The dark swallows everything. Only their breaths remain tangled together, heavy and uneven. And then Henry's voice, soft, broken, and final. This is where it begins. Julia's chest tightens. She knows he is right. This is not an ending, not even a reunion. It is the opening of a wound that has never healed. A wound that will bleed until one of them is gone. And though she cannot see him, she feels the truth burning in the dark. She has found Henry, but what she has found is not the brother she lost. It is the reckoning she has chased, the fate she cannot escape.